Hello everyone, my name is Desai and I'm a PhD student at Montana State University. And I'm working on developing multi-tactic approach for weed management in organic as well as conventional farming system. So in this presentation, we will be talking about harvest weed seed control, which is a relatively novel concept for Northern Great Plains. And for this project, I would like to thank my advisor and other lab members for their contribution. So this is kind of overview of what we are going to discuss in this presentation. So first, we will discuss about weak links in weeds life cycle that can be exploited to control weed species. Then we'll talk about seed shattering phenology and how it is, why we need to study seed shattering phenology and how it is related to harvest weed seed control. Then we will talk about the concept of harvest weed seed control and how it works in different farming systems. Then we will talk about different tactics of harvest weed seed control. There are 6 different tactics of harvest weed seed control, and we will talk about each and every tactics individually. Then at last we'll talk about the project that we have conducted in last summer. So the best approach to manage weed species is to identify weak links in weeds life cycle so that we can exploit them and manage them efficiently. So in this figure, all the choke points are weak links of weeds life cycle. So as you can see in this figure, there is a weak link between seed production and seed bank at which we can perform harvest weed seed control by capturing weed seeds and destroying weed seeds before they are shattered. So it is very important to study seed shattering phenology to judge the potential of harvest weed seed control. Seed shattering phenology is natural shading of seeds when they are ripened, which is highly variable phenomena among weed species. So seed shattering is first determining factor for the success of harvest weed seed control. And to understand that, I'd like to say that higher seed shattering at the time of harvest makes harvest weed seed control nearly impossible because we won't be able to capture seeds if they're already shattered and if they are already in seed bank. Therefore, seed shattering phenology and weed seed retention of different weed species at different stages of crop maturity need to be evaluated to understand the potential of harvest weed seed control. So harvest weed seed control can be an addition in organic farmers' toolbox for weed management due to its ability to control weed species non-chemically. So harvest weed seed control works on capturing and destroying retained seeds by weed plant during small grain harvest to prevent the enrichment of soil seed bank. All harvest weed seed control tactic need combine modification except narrow windrow burning to divert all the seeds in chaff fraction and not in straw fraction. This technology was developed in Australia to tackle multiple herbicide resistance weed biotype. But due to its ability to manage weed non-chemically, it can be used in organic farming systems. So there are 6 different tactics of harvest weed seed control. As I mentioned, we will talk about each and every tactic individually. So first is chaff lining. So in this tactic, combine is modified in a way that chaff can be arranged in the line instead of spreading them randomly in the field. So in this way, farmer can gather all the weed seeds in chaff fraction and manage them easily. This is the cheapest tactic of harvest weed seed control. The second one is narrow windrow burning, in which post-harvest crop residue are spread in narrow rows so that farmers can burn the chaff fraction. Farmer can burn chaff, and therefore burning makes highly unsuitable environment for weed seeds to germinate and eventually survive. This is the second cheapest and most adopted harvest weed seed control tactic in Australia and across the globe. The third one is bale direct. In this tactic, a bale direct machine is attached with the combine, so that all crop residues are collected in the bale machine, and the bale machine compacts all the crop residue in larger compacted bales. So in this figure, the yellow machine is combine, and red machine is bale direct machine. So all the chaff will be collected from bale direct machine, and after that it will be compacted into the large bale. So and farmers can take out all the large compacted bale from the farm, and then it can be destroyed later. This one is the fourth one is impact mill. In this tactic, wheat seed laden chaff go through the combine mill that pulverizes wheat seeds and turn all the seeds into powder form. So all pulverized, all powder form seeds are then spread across the field, as we can see in this figure. So this is the most effective tactic, but at the same time, it is most expensive tactic as well. So according to a research, impact mill destroys 90% of wheat seeds, and after that 90% of wheat seeds won't be able to germinate. Then comes chaff cart. So in this tactic, toe behind unit is attached with the combine that collects wheat seed laden chaff. So as we can see in this figure, the green is combine and the yellow machine is chaff cart. So all the chaff will be collected by chaff cart, and after that farmers will take out the collected chaff, and it can be grazed by livestock, or it can be destroyed later. Then comes chaff tram lining. This tactic is very similar to chaff lining. However, the only difference in this tactic is it places the chaff in one or both wheels of combine, so that all the chaff, all the spreaded chaff can be compacted, and it is very useful tactic in control traffic system. So that is the research objective of our project that we have conducted in last summer. The research objective was to evaluate the seed shattering phenology of cheatgrass, feral ryegrass, and wild oat in winter wheat and spring wheat. Then comes material and methods. So in material and methods, there are 3 wheat species: cheatgrass, feral rye, and wild oats were spread before planting wheat. And 15 wheat plants were selected randomly, and seed traps were installed around them, as we can see in this figure, a week before the wheat physiological maturity. And shattered seeds were collected weekly up to 28 days of wheat physiological maturity, to assess the seed shattering phenology and to assess the seed shattering pattern of all 3 wheat species. Then comes result and discussion. So in this left graph represents spring wheat, and right graph represents winter wheat. So in spring wheat, we had 1 species, which is wild oat, and in winter wheat, we had 2 species, which is feral rye and cheatgrass. In both graph, x-axis represents a day after wheat maturity, and y-axis represents y-axis represents a seed retention percentage. In spring wheat, at the time of physiological maturity, wild oat retained 90% of seed. However, seed retention drastically reduced over time, and it was nearly 40% after 28 days. Therefore, timely harvesting is recommended in order to perform harvest wheat seed control efficiently, and in order to capture all the wheat seeds, most of the wheat seeds, by harvest wheat seed control. In winter wheat, at the time of physiological maturity, feral rye and cheatgrass retained 90% and 75% of seeds respectively. In feral rye, there was not drastic reduction in seed shattering over time. However, in cheatgrass, seed retention is below 40% at 28 days after physiological maturity. So, to conclude that all 3 species are suitable candidate for harvest weed seed control. But the only thing is timely harvesting is necessary to perform harvest weed seed control adequately for in winter wheat and in spring wheat. Then come future research plan, what we are planning to do in future. So we are planning to evaluate seed shattering phenology of different problematic weeds in the association of different crops. Say, for example, corn, soybean, winter wheat, and summer spring wheat. And upon satisfactory results of harvest of seed shattering phenology, we will be evaluating the potential of different harvest weed seed control tactics in northern Great Plains. And we are expecting that if we get a satisfactory result, if we get positive results of harvest weed seed control tactic, so we will be able to incorporate harvest weed seed control in organic as well as conventional farming system. And that's the end of presentation. Thank you very much and have a great day.